Good morning. It's Wednesday, June 28th. This is Oernoe News. Today's episode is Iran letter is not included in the 31 documents and Chicago air quality. Let's read the news. In Washington, a source familiar with the situation told CBS News that the Defense Department memo on Iran, which is at the center of the now public audio recording of a meeting with former President Donald Trump in July 2021, is not one of the 31 counts of willful retention of national defense information charged in Special Counsel Jack Smith's indictment of the former leader. The former president can be heard interacting with advisors while appearing to exhibit and discuss what he called as highly confidential, secret materials in the meeting recorded at Trump's Bedminster, New Jersey golf club. According to sources, the papers dealt with strategies for a hypothetical American war on Iran. It's kind of secret and extremely confidential. This information is classified. Look at this, Trump stated on the recording that CBS News was able to get. See, I could have declassified as president, but I can't now, that's intriguing, isn't it? It's really cool. In the indictment Smith's team obtained against Trump earlier this month, the document and tape are retold as an alleged meeting with a writer, a publisher, and two members of Trump's staff, none of whom possessed a security clearance. However, a person with knowledge of the situation claims that Trump was not accused of illegally keeping the Iran-related paper that was the subject of the tape. Trump is accused on 37 counts, including 31 for knowingly keeping information about national defense. Without mentioning the specific subject matter, it provides a basic summary of each of the 31 classified records that prosecutors claim Trump unlawfully maintained. According to the source, the Iran memo is not one of the 31 items listed in the indictment. More than 300 papers with secret markings have been gathered by investigators over the course of the years-long federal inquiry into Trump's White House records, including 103 that were confiscated last year during the execution of a search warrant at Trump's Florida home. The Iran memo in question may not have ever been found and delivered to the government, according to multiple people with knowledge of the inquiry who previously told CBS News that defense lawyers were uncertain of this. However, Smith details two incidents in which Trump allegedly disclosed sensitive national security information to people without the necessary approval, one of which being the incident from 2021 that is mentioned in the indictment. The recording appears to show Trump agreeing that after leaving office, he was left without the authority to declassify his sensitive records. When questioned about the recording by Fox News on Tuesday, Trump said he did nothing wrong. Trump said to Fox News, "My voice was fine. What exactly did I mispronounce in those recordings? Even the recording escaped my notice. I just know that nothing I did was incorrect. We had a large number of documents, all heaped up. In fact, you could hear the paper rustling. And nobody accused me of wrongdoing." And in another interview, Trump told Semaphore and ABC News that he had no private information and described the conversation that was recorded as bravado. "My desk is piled high with papers, so I merely held one up. I have documents from 25 various sources," he declared. CNN was the first to receive a recording of the conversation and was the first to report on the audio tape and the July 2021 meeting. According to sources with knowledge of the situation, the discussion of the allegedly secret document came up as Trump was speaking about Chairman of the Joint Chiefs Mark Milley. Milley was portrayed in a New Yorker article as having fought to prevent the president from attacking Iran during the final days of the Trump administration. In the meeting's audio recording, the former president informs his companions that any criticism of him is invalidated by the paper. The Smith administration chose not to comment. Trump entered a not guilty plea to a total of 37 counts earlier this month, including conspiracy to obstruct justice. According to the prosecution, he and an assistant named Walter Nada moved boxes holding sensitive documents all throughout Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Nada was scheduled to be arraigned in a Miami federal court on Tuesday, but due to flying delays and a challenge finding local legal representation, the hearing was postponed until the following week. Up next. Chicago air quality. Chicago, Illinois, WLS, due to smoke from Canadian wildfires filling the skies, the Chicago region remains under an air quality advisory on Wednesday. Even healthy persons with no respiratory issues are advised to restrict their time outside due to Chicago's continued highly bad air quality. As of 4:30 a.m. on Wednesday, Oernoe.gov rates the Chicago air quality as being 225. There are air quality warnings in place for the Rockford and Chicago areas until Wednesday at midnight. Also under alert are Wisconsin and Indiana. Many people are hopeful that the smoky air would leave this area as soon as possible. While everything is going on, some individuals are grabbing masks to protect themselves. The continuing wildfires in Canada have caused blankets of haze brought on by drifting smoke, causing the EPA to issue an air quality advisory warning of possibly harmful health impacts. Chicago's air quality was the worst in the world on Tuesday, according to the Worldwide Index. Your bronchioles, which are the tubes that connect to your lungs, will become more irritated. And it's going to give them the impression that they're shutting off a little, said Stroger Hospital's Dr. Jordan Moskoff. Officials in Chicago advised those who were at risk and those who have respiratory problems to stay inside. Some others were working out while wearing masks on the lakeside. The Cubs game continued on Tuesday night despite the poor air quality, with many people taking precautions to be safe. According to Cubs supporter Lucy Grieve, this has the worst air quality in the whole globe. I simply wanted to be cautious and protect these kids' lungs. My 3 children and I will attempt to all wear masks. How to keep safe when the air is hazardous. It is advised that everyone who must be outside wear protective gear, preferably a N95 mask. Individuals with heart or lung conditions, elderly individuals, kids, and teenagers are advised by Oernoe.gov to limit their exposure by avoiding physically taxing outdoor activities. Keeping outdoor pursuits brief. Think about scheduling or relocating active activity indoors. According to authorities, everyone should. Choosing less demanding activities will help you breathe easier. For example, strolling is preferable to jogging. Reduce the amount of time you spend outside being active. When the weather is favorable, go outside and be active. Chicago respite facilities are available to assist those without access to clean air. The following respite facilities are available in the city and are open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. if you do not have access to secure and adequately ventilated indoor spaces. In a statement on the air quality, Mayor Brandon Johnson said, "The city of Chicago is closely monitoring and taking measures as the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has labeled our air quality index as unhealthy owing to Canadian wildfire smoke existing in the Chicago region. Children, teenagers, elderly, persons with heart or lung conditions, and women who are pregnant are advised to refrain from intense activities and minimize their time spent outside." North Area Center at 845 West Wilson Avenue, Englewood Center at 1140 West 79th Street, King Center at 4314, South Commercial Drive South, Chicago Center at 8650, South Commercial Drive. North Avenue at 4312 West Trina Davila Center. According to the city, the respite facility at 10 South Kedzie Avenue's Garfield facility is open every day of the year. All Chicagoans should also think about wearing masks, minimizing their outside exposure, relocating activities indoors, using air purifiers, and closing windows as further protection. The city will keep giving updates and acting quickly as long as these harmful situations exist to make sure that those in need have the means to safeguard themselves and their family. Anyone who requires emergency medical care should call 911. Over 20 million people have been affected by hazardous air quality this summer as a result of wildfire smoke in cities across North America, including New York City, Washington, D.C., Montreal, and today's Chicago. This alarming incident highlights and underlines the detrimental effects that the climate crisis is having on our inhabitants, as well as people all over the world, while we seek to address the current health problems in our communities. We must move quickly to neutralize these dangers and make sure that each and every Chicagoan has access to the security and resources they require to prosper, regardless of where they live in the city. For the most recent information on Chicago's air quality, visit oernoe.gov. That episode is Iran letter is not included in the 31 documents and Chicago air quality. Enjoy your day, see you tomorrow.